So thank goodness for Amazon. I thought I was going to have to go without this thing forever. My favorite version of the Tallgeese, from the best part of Gundam Wing, from the sequel OVA and movie Endless Waltz. While all the other redesigns from that movie, save for... I shouldn't say all of them. Actually, most of them were pretty sensible, except for Wing Zero with its big stupid angel wings. And the Ultron / Nataku with its ridiculously oversized arm things, whatever the hell you want to call them. Most of the redesigns were pretty sensible. Death Scythe Hell Custom looks fantastic. Looks just pure evil. Sandrock looks really good. Heavy Arms looks really good. Love that color scheme. Love that thing in that color scheme. But, you know, the Wing Zero just gets all the recognition because it's Wing Zero. It's the main mecha from the show. And, yeah, that redesign just looks so goddamn stupid. Like, angel wings with legit feathers? Like, there's actual feathers floating in space when it deploys its wings for the first time? I mean, God, what the hell? But probably my favorite redesign from the movie has to be the Tallgeese 3, because it's the most simple. The body is unchanged. The color is very slightly changed. It has a new head and new weapons. That's it. And it looks fantastic. And it very much remains, the Tallgeese remains probably my favorite base design from that series. With I would say, with the Heavy Arms custom from Endless Waltz being my second favorite. I love that thing so much. The twin Gatlings and the color scheme and the half clown mask. Oh, I love that thing so much. That said, I don't have a lot of love for Gundam Wing anymore. I mean, it's 20 years old. I saw it for the first time 15 years ago, and it didn't hold up for me. I tried watching through part of it again a few years ago, and it really didn't hold up. But some of the mecha design is pretty good, and of course the Tallgeese looks fantastic because it's so very different from everything else that you ever see in Gundam, especially from that era. But yeah, this one, like the Tallgeese 2, was a Bandai, I believe, .com exclusive, because Bandai hates you personally. Especially in North America, where Gundam Wing, I think, was far more popular than it ever was in Japan. I think this would have sold very well if they had made it available to the domestic North American market. But of course they didn't, because Gundam Wing wasn't super popular in Japan, and Bandai Japan does not care about the rest of the world. So yeah, I got lucky. I was able to find this on Amazon, the same exact thing as I did with the Tallgeese 2. Found it on Amazon for a stupidly reasonable price. I think the Tallgeese 1 I paid like 75 Canadian for, which is a little overpriced. But the Tallgeese 2 I think I paid 90, and this one I paid about 100. So not even that, considering the size of this thing, this isn't even that overpriced for what I would pay at a retail shop here in Edmonton. Even the Tallgeese 2, I probably wouldn't, if it had been a standard retail release, I probably would have paid close to that much at a brick and mortar shop here in Edmonton. But anyway, like I said before, though, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about this thing, because it's not super different, aside from the colors, some slightly different armor on the shoulders, and the weapons, and the head. It's just a Tallgeese. So I'm just going to quickly do a rundown through of mostly the weapons and the differences between this and the previous versions. So let's have a look. And like all Bandai exclusives, this otherwise gorgeous box art is rendered entirely in shades of blue, completely washing out any excitement that I might otherwise have for it. It's just completely bland. Box sides. Got nothing. Got nothing. Got nothing. Yeah. Gotta love you, Bandai. Instruction booklet. It actually has a proper instruction booklet, unlike the Tallgeese 2, which just had a simple addendum sheet. But that's primarily because this one's a lot different. Aside from just a different head, this one has completely different weapons, so they kind of had to print a completely new book. Parts callouts at the front, assembly of the torso, then the arms. Only difference with the up to this point, aside from color, is you got a different armor on the shoulders. Legs are the same. Waist assembly is the same. Oh, I missed the head. Where was the head? The head was somewhere back here. Dang it. There it is. The head. The head I really dig. Overall, the base of it is not all that different from a standard Tallgeese, but it has a very different crest. It has a kind of a crown with a horsehair crest over the top of it, which I really like. Boosters are the same, and finally into the weapons. You got your mega cannon, which looks pretty involved. Assembly of it looks really cool. I always liked the way the twin forks would extend and then the thing would split open, so it's kind of like they extend here and then split open. So you got kind of a railgun effect, or like a particle collimator thing as it fires. It's really neat. But yeah, you got like an additional little coil, cables on the back of it. It's a really neat design. Final assembly of the hand grip, shield. Very, very different from the standard Tallgeese, having just a round shoulder-mounted shield. This one has a more elaborate design. But in addition, its new close-quarters weapon, you might recognize that from the Epion. It has a heat rod. The same exact weapon that the Epion came with. Just a, like, probably 12 or 13 segment heat rod. Basically, for those of you that aren't familiar, it's basically a segmented heated blade that functions like a whip. That, as the Tallgeese or the Epion fling it, it can either slice through enemies or can entangle them, and it looks super cool. With the Tallgeese, though, I think it only gets used once, and it looks super neat when it does, but I think it only uses it one time. But yeah, that you can see with the heat rod deployed. And back page is just your marking guide. You may have noticed this instruction sheet or booklet does not have, you can see this is the center staple, has no center splash page. Very bare bones. I'm really only going to call out the new parts. So this is the horsehair crest, the eye shield, or the eye sensor unit, and then there's the clear part that fits over it, and then there's a larger eye piece that fits over that assembly in addition. Otherwise, everything else on here is pretty much unchanged from previous versions. Chest and head vents. These are the head vents for the back of the head, and then the chest intake vents, molded in blue this time. Here we got our mega particle cannon, whatever you want to call it. So these would be the tines that extend, and these would be the rails that expand outwards and the tines extend out from. Single pieces, they got some nice little ribbing down the back side, so that looks pretty neat. Housing for the particle accelerator, hand grip. I think these are parts for the shield. Oh, got a part that's starting to come loose. Got to be careful. Shield hand grip. Yeah. Love that crown. That is a nice looking forehead crest. Really dig that design. Very regal. We got our heat rod. There's probably two of this runner, because this looks like there's only half the proper number of pieces for the heat rod. As well, you've got your shoulder armor parts, and there's only a single shoulder armor on here, so yeah, there would have to be two of this one. Polycap set, PC 207, copyright date 2012. Fairly modern, not much to say about it. Torso armor parts, back plate, chest plate, side skirts, shoulder armors that these, I believe, will go unused in this version of the kit. Foil stickers, got your green eye sensor, silver reflective interior camera for under that shield. Handsets and shoulder parts, all molded in white. Particle cannon stuff. This would be the particle accelerator. This would be the main armor plate for the shield, and then the upper plate. There's some vents that would attach right here. They must be on a different runner. These would be for the boosters and for the rear skirt armor, I would guess. Side skirt armor, mechanical parts. Booster parts, mostly same parts as before, but here we got the back plate for the shield and some attachment points for mounting to the shoulder. It's molded in this kind of gray-brown, kind of reminds me of like pottery clay. My mom is a potter, and I see this reminds me a lot of the color of clay that she uses. Mechanical parts, hips, shoulders, part of the torso, I think. More torso stuff, thruster, blocks. Mostly booster parts, possibly some feet parts, not sure. Cockpit hatch also. Yes, remember I said there would be 2 of those runners with the heat rods in it, so I was right. Except this one comes with an extra bit. You got your pilot, standing figure, your seated figure, more parts for the head. This would be the face, the crest, the rear of the head, or the rear top of the head, the rear head frame, face, hand, armor parts, the tip of the heat rod. Pilot figure is Zechs Merquise, pilot of the original Tallgeese, and also the Epion, believed dead at the end of the main series, and returned just in time for Endless Waltz. There's your seated version. Not a lot of detail, but the standing figure looks really nice. You can almost recognize him based on the, mostly on the hairstyle, the long, stupid hair, and the spacesuit that he wears in the movie. Beam Saber Blades. Always loved the curved blades. I'm not sure if the other 2 versions came with curved blades. I seem to remember them being the straight ones, but I love these curved katana-style blades. They just look so much slicker to me. Power cables for the particle cannon. Mechanical parts mostly, waist, torso, the old shield, which won't get used, feet, and mostly leg armor parts, some waist armor parts. These would be the joints for the heat rod. They're ABS, but they resemble polycaps, the same kind of bushings that you would use for that. Each segment would just plug into the next one to allow for slight movement. These would be the new shoulder armor inserts. You can see there's where the new additional armor pieces would attach to. The rest of the shield, some venting. Not sure, I guess this is probably also part of the shield if I had to guess. The rest of these are all leftovers from the earlier versions of the kit. No self-adhesive backed stickers, just water slides for this one. Last of the mechanical stuff, feet, leg, etc. And last of the armor stuff, legs, feet, etc. That's all she wrote. The Tallgeese. Finally, I'll be able to display all 3 versions of you side by side. Now I just need to get a couple of action bases to pose all of them on. I'm excited. I am excited. I was reluctant initially, even when I saw this thing on Amazon for such a good price, to buy it. Especially when I did, because it was just before Christmas, and there were other things I should have been spending my money on, but I'm glad that I did, because I think I got the last one at that price. And ever since then, I've been seeing it for $300 and $400. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I paid basically $100 with free shipping from Japan. So, yeah, it was shipped directly from Japan. It took a while. It took about 2.5 weeks. And no tracking, which was a huge bummer, because I love being able to follow the progress on something as it's being shipped to me. But, you know, it came. And it came more quickly than I was expecting, because the shipping estimate originally said between January 20th and 30th, and it got here like 4 days ago or something. So I'm pretty satisfied. I'm pretty happy. I will definitely give that shipper a good review. I might even link to their store if I can find it in the down below. But yeah, so that is the last of our anime stuff. Yeah, I guess I got no excuses left. I got to crack open this big bad mamma jamma tomorrow. So, yeah, very excited. So thanks everyone out there for watching. Happy modeling.